Welcome, college football fans, to week 2 of Easy Pickins with Tuna and the Bus, presented by Saturday Tailgate. This week's sponsor is Tavour. Go to Tavour.com and get beer from all over the country shipped directly to your house. They have a wide selection to choose from and make trying new beer fast and easy. Use promo code TAILGATE to get $10 in free beer on us when you sign up. Tavour.com.
Outstanding.
How'd you do last week?
I went 4-1.
Better than me, 3-2. I went 4-4 and with some other picks, and damn Oregon game.
Clock management. Okay, let's get into week 2.
You were screaming about running the ball in the fourth quarter, but enough.
Let's get to week 2.
All right, week 2. All right, game number 1. Marshall versus Boise. Boise minus 11. Here's the thing about Marshall. They're a terrible team and a terrible program. And historically, when Marshall has a great game, the next week, they're terrible. Like 0-7 in their last 7. The last 7 games that Marshall has held a team to less than 20 points, 0-7 against the spread the following week. Boise, on the other hand, a great team, coming off a great win. What the hell is that kid's name? Hank Bachmeier, a legend. He had like 400 yards, like basically all in the second half of that Florida State game. Ride Boise State to victory.
Well, Marshall's program is pretty good. Randy Moss. And I will go 8-2 as a dog the past 2 seasons. I like Marshall.
One more thing about this Hank Bachmeier guy. You know the song by Johnny Cash, A Boy Named Sue? Okay? Listen to this. Hank Bachmeier has 3 brothers. They are named Buck, Tiger, and Bear. There's 4 boys in this family. Buck, Tiger, Bear, and Hank. That's a kid that got picked on because his name sucks, okay? This kid's... Take Boise State every week. As long as this kid's still got 3 brothers with way cooler names than he does, gritty guy, Boise minus 11. That's a lock.
All right, what's your next pick?
All right, next pick, I got Cuse at Maryland. This line flip-flopped real fast. Cuse was the favorite. I think they were up to 1.5 they were favorite. Gone the other way around. Now, some places, they're a 3-point dog. You take Cuse 2.5, you take Cuse money line. Either way, it's fine. But Syracuse, because they were bad against Liberty, is why I like them. Because their defense was so good, but their offense stunk. But that's the opposite of what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to have a great offense this year. So if that wakes up, I mean, you can't stop Cuse, especially not Maryland. Maryland played Howard. That I'm not worried about a team that put up 79 points against Howard. That's a joke of a team.
Maryland is 6-2 versus the spread at home since 2008.
Well, every trend has to change eventually. My last lock, Nebraska at Colorado. Big over-under on this game. It's 64 points. In Nebraska, I got Nebraska minus 3.5. If Nebraska is going to be good this year, like they're supposed to be, it's a great time of the season to start. They kind of stunk last week, so if they're going to be good, if this Adrian Martinez kid's going to be a Heisman candidate, it's time to start putting up points. And clearly these teams aren't going to be playing defense. Take the road favorites, minus 3.5.
Nebraska is a preseason hype team. Mm-hmm. Who really cares about both of them? They're going nowhere. This game may actually end in a tie. Trust me, they might call this game off. But somebody will win this game. All I can say is boring. On to the money line pick.
I'll save my money line for the end because we got the same money line. We'll save it for the end.
All right. The Tuna is going back with Oregon. Minus the 21.5 against Nevada. They get some of their offensive players back for this week. I hope to God they manage the clock a little bit better. I see this game, them winning by 27 against Nevada. Nevada's 1-5 against non-Mountain West teams. This should be a blowout game. Oregon minus the points.
What's funny about this game is that Oregon's coming off of a bone-crushing loss, and Nevada's coming off of a huge win against Purdue, game-winning field goal. So I can kind of see a bit of a really slow first half for Nevada, and I think it's gonna be too much of a lead at halftime for Nevada to ever make this a ball game. So I'm with you on that one.
Alrighty. Now we're gonna go to the number 1 team, Clemson and Texas A&M. Clemson has no covers against non-ACC teams last year. None. Okay? Texas A&M's getting 19.5 points. That's way too many points. They're 7-0 against non-SEC teams, 12-3 versus a spread last year. You got to take Texas A&M.
I'm all over Texas A&M. I only have my line 17.5. You got 19. I like your line better, but I still love 17. I mean, that's just 2 scores and a field goal. I mean, this isn't, Texas A&M, I think they're ranked 12th or something like that. They're a top 15 team in the nation. Why are they getting the lack of disrespect? I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm all over that one with you.
My third pick here, we're going to go down to Texas. And Tom Herman is 8-2 as a dog with the Horns. They're getting 6.5 points against LSU. You got to take the Horns. And LSU is 2-6 versus the spread against non-SEC teams. SEC is supposed to be the best conference.
It just means
and
more.
And they're 2-6 against non-SEC teams. Take Texas plus the points.
I do like Texas. I almost this is not my money line pick. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is almost my money line pick is Texas straight up. I don't even know what the money line is. It's probably in the 400, 500 range. I think this game's going to be way closer than a touchdown. I think this game's coming down to the final minute. Anything can happen. I really like Texas in that game.
Okay, my money line last week, Toledo, came up a little short. But this week, we're going to try another one. We got Cincinnati to beat Ohio State for the money line. Fickle is 6-1 versus the line in his first 3 games. Ohio State at home is 15-16 as double-digit chalk since 2016. I see Cincinnati playing this game close and pulling it out in the end.
I love the points in that game. I think it's 14 or 15 point dogs. I love the points. Don't know if I love the money line, but I do love the points in that game. That's a lot. That's a good team. Cincy's not probably one of the best group of 5 teams in the nation this year. Ohio State probably sleepwalking a little bit on them. We'll see. I don't know if I like about the money line. Points, definitely. All right, my money line is the West Virginia Mountaineers. Eat shit pit, horns down. Missouri is gotta be the most overhyped team in the country, and West Virginia did not play well at all. Definitely kind of stunk against James Madison, but they won. And here's the thing: they won, and they couldn't run the ball at all. They couldn't get to the line of scrimmage and fall forward. That's how bad they were. 20 carries for 31 yards. Just get to the line of scrimmage and fall forward, and you've picked up more yards than that. They couldn't even do that. So, if you double that to 3 yards, which is still bad, I mean, imagine what Austin Kendall will do throwing the ball if they can just get 3 yards a carry. Defense looked great. They're going to slow down Kelly Bryant. They're 14-point dogs. You got to sprinkle the money line on that one. That's a good...
You're double dipping?
I think if you're gonna bet it, I think you gotta throw a unit on the points and take half a unit on the money line. It's just too juicy.
All right. Well, the Tuna this week will jump on the bus with this one. I don't know about you, but Missouri lost to Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
So West Virginia fans, please don't tell me that West Virginia is worse than Wyoming. You gotta double dip this game, and if you don't, I don't want to hear it. Actually, I do want to hear it. I want to hear you guys crying that why didn't I listen to the Tuna and the Bus for not double dipping this game?
It's a great game to double dip on.
Case closed.
That's a wrap for week 2. Come back week 3. Follow us on the Action Network and on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Saturday Tailgate 1. See you next week.